All right, let me know when you're ready. Give me the thumbs up, all right? That's nice.
All right, go ahead, guys.
Good. Hey, Paul Drabick from Behind Enemy Lines podcast, writer for the Gateway Pundit here with some congressional candidates from Illinois. And we're out in front of 800 South Des Plaines, the Illegal Immigrant Processing Center in Chicago. Terry and I have been doing some work. We've been FOIAing the city of Chicago. We've been FOIAing about the illegal immigrant crisis. Places like the Standard Inn of Chicago who are housing these illegal immigrants. Here you see some FOIA information for what we found, the crimes that have been happening in those places: sex offense, assault, child abduction, burglary. Terry and I found evidence of human trafficking at one of the facilities. So recently we did another FOIA where we found where the money is going. So we've been tracking that Catholic Charities is managing the logistics for the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. And if you go on the city of Chicago's website right now, you'll find that they've spent $541 million. $541 million of your tax dollars to fund this crisis. Not only that, Illinois passed a law where they made it a human rights violation for property owners in the city of Chicago to discriminate based on immigration status. So now the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago is pricing out low-income workers from housing in favor of non-citizens, and they're using the strong arm of the government to do so with your tax dollars. And most egregiously, we've recently found that FEMA is assisting in this funding to the tune of $40 million in 2023 and more. The city of Chicago at one point was spending $20 million a month on non-citizens, giving them cars and phones and housing. And why these candidates are here is because their opponents, the congressional delegates of Chicago, Sean Casten, Raja Krishnamoorthi, other candidates, are writing letters to Alejandro Mayorkas, FEMA, and the Department of Homeland Security requesting $20.5 million on behalf of non-citizens. So they're not looking out for the Illinois voter, they're looking out for non-citizens, and that's why these people are here. So I'm going to pass it off to Mark Rice, and they're going to talk about what they're going to do for the Illinois voter.
Guys, I'm Mark Rice for Congress. I'm running the 8th District of Illinois against the radical Raja Krishnamoorthi, who's part of who Paul is talking about, really stealing, diverting money from FEMA, which should be going to help our Americans, to help American citizens in North Carolina and Florida, etc. Instead, we don't have the money, and where's it going? And the hundreds of millions that Chicago is spending on these illegals, and all of a sudden we want a tax increase. Enough is enough, right? So I've had it. I'm running for Congress. One way we can turn this thing around is we can kick the bums out, kick the people out that have driven us into the ditch. Would you give the keys to the car to the person that drove you into the ditch in the first place? I don't think so. And additionally, exactly a week from today, a week before, last Saturday, a nice young Jewish man was shot in the back by an illegal alien who's here yelling Allahu Akbar. So he also shot at the police, he shot at the ambulance, and thankfully they were able to put him down. They actually shot him. He's in the hospital right now, but he's being accused and indicted of many crimes, including attempted murder, but not a hate crime. When in the world is yelling Allahu Akbar, being here illegally, being a military-aged male, is not a hate crime? In my book, that's terrorism. And these guys that are running us into the ground, like my opponent Raja, like Biden and Kamala, who's supposed to be in charge of the border, the czar, all of them, blood is on their hands, and we will not tolerate it. And good citizens and good Americans, they know better, and they're seeing it, and thankfully we're seeing it at the poll, and we're going to take this thing back. The adults have entered the room, guys, and enough is enough, and we're going to bring America back to where we belong, which is a land of the free. Thank you. And who should I hand it off to? I'll hand it off to John.
Take it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Paul.
Everyone, my name is John Boris. I'm running for United States Congress in District 3. Currently, the 3rd District is being represented by Delio Ramirez, and everything that we've talked about so far is something that Delio Ramirez has made goal number 1 in her campaign, to ensure that there are as many illegals that come into this country as possible, to ensure that there is as much funding for those illegals as possible. And folks, that funding for those illegals is coming directly out of American pockets and not going to American citizens. We have reached a point of critical nature in our economy. And at the same time, instead of these radical Congress people recognizing that Americans are having what is for many of us the most difficult financial time of our lives, instead of recognizing that, they are recognizing that illegals need more and more money. Instead of recognizing that FEMA is created for emergency management services and that there are serious emergencies going on right now in the United States Southeast, and people were only given $700? $700 won't get you through a month in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's economy. This has gone on way too far. We need to remove radicals from Congress and from all of government today. And it begins with the people that you see here. Again, my name is John Boris. I'm running for United States Congress in District 3. Thank you, and please vote early. We need your support. I'll pass it to Christine McGovern.
Hi, Christine Shanahan McGovern. I'm actually a state candidate running for Illinois State Representative, District 36, on the southwest side of Chicago and those suburbs. I can tell you that working the polls every day since early voting, people have had enough. My shirt says Illinois Citizens First. They believe that we should have priority with our services, with our social services. I can tell you as a teacher that Illinois American children are being denied services in schools because they have to take care of these illegal immigrants who can't speak English. So they're getting the aids where our special needs children are not. People are ready for a change. I want to go to Springfield to bring common sense to stop the Madigan machine from all of their progressive, idiotic policies. People have had enough. Enough is enough. We will have that change. We will be there to represent what our needs are. The middleman, the middle class, people who care. We can do better, and I can see it in the polls. We are going to do better. Together we can win. Together we can make Illinois better to bring back our Midwestern values. So please, punch 32, Christine Shanahan McGovern, Illinois State Representative 36.
Hi, I'm Chad Colpy, and I'm running for Congress in the 7th Congressional District, which is Chicago. And I am here because the people that should have run for this office refused to do so. So therefore, I stepped in. I'm not from Chicago, but I live here close by. But I am conservative, and of course, what I would do would be to recognize right now that the city of Chicago, under the mayorship of Brandon Johnson, is virtually bankrupt. They owe $1 billion and they don't know where the money's coming from. So what they're going to do is finance the thing with additional property tax, which is going to break the citizens as well. In other words, there'll be bankruptcies all over the place. So what we're going to do is, when I get seated into the Congress of the United States, I will identify all of this type of thing. So that's all I have to say right now.
I want to thank the candidates for coming out today. We wanted to let the people know that the candidates on the other side of the aisle are advocating for people who aren't even citizens of this country. And if you look at the FOIAs, go to fightingbehindennymylines.com. You could see the FOIAs right there. That's real journalism, okay? We got police over here because we're out here just trying to inform the people. We're just trying to... We got a new bus coming in fact. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. So there's an example right there, folks. You've got non-citizens coming in. The city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, they want to spend your tax dollars. They increase taxes $1 billion. The lion's share of that is going to human services. The lion's share of that is going to emergency funding. For what? so that they can pay for non-citizens to live in apartments while working class people or homeless veterans are still on the street. Okay? So forget all the ideological stuff. We're destroying our kids' future. Vote for these candidates right here. Let's get back on the right track. Let's save America. Thank you.